This is The Last of Us, a gritty story of human survival in a post-apocalyptic America. But The Last of Us is more than a 20-hour escort mission. The emotional development of the characters takes center stage and makes for one of the greatest video game narratives ever told. It's story time once again here on PlayStation Grenade. Here's The Last of Us in a nutshell, ready for you to play The Last of Us Part 2. Our story begins with Sarah, waiting up for her father to return home from work on his birthday. With only 10 minutes of the day remaining, she gives him, Joel, a gift, a new watch. This watch will still be here at the end of this story, a bond from father to daughter. And if you're wondering how Sarah got the cash for it...
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
Oh, good. You started helping out with the mortgage then.
Yeah, you wish.
Later in the night, Sarah wakes, and the world has changed forever.
Jimmy!
Dad?
Jimmy! Stay back! Jimmy, I am warning you! No!
Something is infecting people. Joel and Sarah meet up with Tommy, Joel's brother, and quickly attempt to flee the city, but they aren't the only ones with that plan. And this happens. All three survive, but Sarah now has a broken leg and must be carried by Joel while Tommy keeps them both safe. They somehow make it out of the city, but there is no happy ending here. A military guard stops them, and on command from the US government, guns both down. Before the kill is confirmed, Tommy takes out the soldier and saves Joel, but Sarah is mortally wounded, passing away in Joel's arms.
Come on, baby, please. I know, baby. I know. Sarah.
Before we can truly process these actions, Joel awakes from his nightmare. 20 years have passed and he remains tormented by the loss of his daughter. But Joel keeps on living. 20 years after the first sightings of these zombie-like creatures, the world has now changed. The cordyceps virus infects the human brain, replacing humanity with a blind rage to attack and potentially consume the non-infected. The virus is so potent, a single scratch or bite will change anyone in a mere few hours. Joel now lives in Boston, in one of the numerous quarantine zones. On one side, the military, continuing to rule rightly or wrongly with an iron fist. On the other side, a band of rebels formed, named the Fireflies, to directly combat the military with the core desire to find a cure for this plague. Joel doesn't fit on either side and finds his own niche as a smuggler, along with his business partner Tess, a strong-minded, no-nonsense individual who arrives with news that another smuggler, Robert, is attempting to move in on their weaponry business and has sent goons to kill Tess. The two quickly hunt down Robert and torture him for information, but it's too late. He's already sold the weapons to the Fireflies. You know, the rebels with a heart. The real question here, will Tess let Robert live? Oh, no. No. So now the pair need to find the Fireflies. Where could they be? None other than the leader of the Fireflies herself, Marlene, appears. It's like it's a video game or something. In return for the guns, Marlene asks Joel and Tess to smuggle something she has. She can't do it herself because she's been shot and will likely die very soon. The pair agree, and then we find out what they will be smuggling.
Come on now. Get on up.
Fuck away from her!
Let her go.
Yeah, a teenage girl. They're going to take her to the Capitol building, but I don't think Joel and Ellie like each other.
I want Joel to watch over her.
Whoa, I don't think that's
Bullshit,
the
I'm not
best
Ellie.
idea.
with him.
Long story short, they agree. On the way to the Capitol building, the group are captured by soldiers. Using this device here, they can tell if anyone has the virus, and if they do, they are shot on sight. Tess and Joel pass the test, but out of nowhere, Ellie attacks the soldier, and the trio kill them all. Ellie reveals she was bitten 3 weeks ago and has not changed at all. She is immune, therefore she is the key to vaccination. With this bombshell out of the way, the trio make it to the drop point. But alas, every single Firefly waiting has been killed. This story is over and only gets worse as Tess has news.
She's infected.
As the military arrive, Tess makes Joel promise to get Ellie to the Fireflies. She is so dedicated to this new cause that Tess stays to fight the soldiers to give Joel time to escape, laying down her life in the process.
Tess.
This hits Joel hard, but a combination of focused anger and his loyalty to Tess see him continue this mission. Whereas Ellie is quickly growing fond of Joel and forming a bond.
What you say goes.
The only Firefly Joel knows is his brother Tommy, but he left that rebel faction and moved away to Wyoming. And at present, Joel and Ellie are in Boston. They need a vehicle, and Joel knows someone who can help.
Ellie. Hey, what are you... Joel?
Bill!
What are you doing?
Bill!
Let me go.
Turn around and get on your knees.
Just calm down a second.
Turn around. All right. And get on your knees. Don't test me.
This is Bill, the most volatile friend you could ever wish for. His dislike of everyone is shown to us firsthand when his partner in life is found hanged, leaving a suicide note of hatred towards Bill.
He was my partner.
In the end, Bill does the right thing and helps Joel and Ellie, and even teaches Joel a few new tricks and tactics too. Now on the road, Joel and Ellie make their way to find Tommy. Along the way, they are tricked and attacked by multiple groups, proving once again in the apocalypse, human beings remain the real threat to humanity. But two people they find are not as evil as you'd think. Meet Henry and his younger brother Sam. The two are also attempting to find the Fireflies and agree to work with Joel and Ellie. One scene in particular is important to note early on, when passing through the toy store.
Sam, what are you doing? Nothing. Get rid of it.
My backpack is practically empty.
What's the rule about taking stuff?
It weighs like nothing.
The rule. What is it?
We only take what we have to.
That's right.
Henry is so focused on survival that he doesn't allow his brother to be a child and enjoy things a child should. His single-minded viewpoint is very similar to Joel.
Check this out.
Later, the group is attacked by a militarized truck with heavy weaponry. Whilst escaping, Henry decides to abandon Joel.
We're leaving.
What?
But in a touching moment of loyalty, Ellie jumps back into harm's way to stay with her protector. The two work together to escape, but now they're trapped above a rapid river. And is now a good time to remind you that Ellie cannot swim.
They're gonna kill us.
What other choice do we have?
We jump.
No, it's too high and you can't swim.
You keep me afloat.
Ellie!
No time to argue.
Ellie! Damn it! Ah!
Somehow Ellie and Joel are pulled from the river by Henry, the man who moments before left them to die. Joel, at his most enraged, can't understand why and is close to shooting Henry, but Henry can explain this in one sentence.
If it was the other way around, would you have come back for us?
Profound. Survival and priorities summed up instantly. Over time, Henry and Joel finally bond and reach a mutual respect for one another, whilst in the other room, Ellie shows her caring yet again, revealing she picked up that toy that Sam was looking at in the store. But Sam isn't as excited as you'd expect, and we soon find out why. Sam is infected. The following morning, Ellie comes in to wake Sam.
What the hell? Shit, he's turning! That's my fucking brother! Screw it!
Henry takes his time but does come to terms with what his brother has become and shoots him. But the grief of failing to protect him took its toll on Henry. And Henry turned the gun on himself. Another chilling reminder that life is fragile. By the autumn time, Ellie and Joel's relationship is at its strongest, and something finally goes well for the duo as they find Tommy, who has helped to establish a new town with his wife Maria. Things aren't perfect here for them, as bandits and the infected regularly attack, but they do have hydroelectric power thanks to a nearby dam, meaning they have electricity here. Or they will do soon, if they get things working. As the brothers get to know each other again, Tommy attempts to give Joel a photo of Sarah, but he turns it down. He doesn't want this reminder. Joel then drops a bombshell and asks Tommy to take Ellie to the Fireflies, as he doesn't want to be around her any longer. It looks like emotionally he doesn't want to make that commitment to another daughter. When Tommy finally agrees to this, it's too late. Ellie has run away, feeling betrayed by Joel. Joel and Tommy fight through many bandits to locate Ellie, and that desire to rescue her finally sees Joel realise he does see Ellie as his daughter. Not to replace Sarah, but as a second chance to keep her safe. And now the two decide to stay together. Tommy tells Joel how to find the Fireflies, and if you need details, it's
University, Eastern Colorado.
And the two set off once again. Oh, squirrel. Unsurprisingly, when Joel and Ellie arrive, the Fireflies have left, leaving another breadcrumb to follow. Before they can leave, a new group attacks the pair, but this time, Joel doesn't get through this unscathed. Ellie once again shows her desire to be with her father figure and single-handedly escorts Joel to their horse, and miraculously, they escape. She's a warrior and a protector now, in equal measure. This plight isn't over, as the second the pair feels safe...
I think we're safe. Joel? Joel? Shit. Joel, here.
Joel is approaching death.
You gotta tell me what to do. Come on. You gotta get up. Joel?
Winter is here and Ellie is all alone. We control her for the first time in the game, hunting rabbit and deer. But there's no sign of Joel. Ellie bumps into other hunters and makes a fragile alliance to fight off another infected horde. The deal was simple. Ellie would give up her share of the hunted deer in return for medical supplies from David's group. Both sides keep to the agreement, but David reveals a story. His group were attacked while searching for supplies at Colorado University. By...
And get this, he's a crazy man traveling with a little girl.
By a crazy man and a little girl. David allows Ellie to leave with the medical supplies. Just as we all hoped, those supplies were indeed for Joel, a shot of penicillin to help the healing process, and it also shows us that the cordyceps virus may be a deadly fungus, but there's also other funguses like this one which created penicillin. I don't know why that stuck with me for so long, but it did. Anyway, before I can turn this into a science lesson, David's group have arrived. They tracked Ellie in order to find and kill Joel. In a bid to save him, Ellie leads them away, but David is ahead at every step. Here's where things become real. Ellie awakens to see, with her own eyes, David's camp are cannibals, looking for survivors for their next meal. It's also suggested here that David would prefer to keep Ellie alive for reasons which scare the hell out of me. But this girl is far too strong-minded to comply, breaking David's finger. David reluctantly makes the call to kill Ellie, but just before, Ellie has a last-ditch attempt to save herself.
I'm infected! I'm infected!
During this moment of hesitation, Ellie kills one of her captors and enters into a deadly game of hide and seek in a burning building. Thankfully, our girl is unstoppable and finally, emotionally, takes out her tormentor.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Speaking of being unstoppable, Joel, although not fully fit, returns to the land of the living and becomes a man on a mission to find Ellie. I mean it, his dedication to finding her is frightening. He arrives just in time to get Ellie out of that burning wreckage.
It's me.
He tried to...
Oh, baby girl. It's okay. It's okay.
Joel.
Time moves forward once again to spring, Joel and Ellie still chasing the Fireflies across America. During this segment, a moment unheard of in video games happens. Ellie spots a giraffe for the first time in her life. A real giraffe walks by and allows us to pet it. I can't really explain why this scene is so important. I think it's because there's a build-up of their relationship to this point, and they both realise they are approaching the end of their journey. The Firefly stronghold is meters away. In a crushing twist of fate, whilst crossing a body of water, which we've done tens of times in the game already, Joel's footing gives out and he's trapped underwater. Once again, Ellie, who can't swim, jumps to his rescue, but this time neither are prepared.
Give me your hand.
Joel survives, but Ellie doesn't, and before he can save her life one more time, Joel is captured. But look who's there. Marlene, the figurehead of the Firefly organization, all healed up. She survived somehow. Joel did his job and got Ellie home.
And Ellie?
She's all right.
Ellie survived, but this happy moment is quickly followed by a crushing blow. Ellie is to undergo surgery.
The hell you mean surgery?
The doctors tell me the cordyceps, the growth inside her, has somehow mutated. It's why she's immune. Once they remove it, they'll be able to reverse engineer a vaccine.
A cure! A vaccine! We did it! This is the end game. But for this to happen, Ellie must die. How would you react? Save the human race or save Ellie? It doesn't take Joel long to make his choice.
I say keep walking.
Joel fights through countless fireflies to reach Ellie before the surgeons take her life. Although they aren't related by blood, no vaccine is worth the life of Joel's daughter. He needs her to survive this. In a repeat of the scene from the beginning of the story, Joel races to safety with his daughter in his arms. But then...
You can't save her. Even if you get her out of here, then what? How long before she's torn to pieces by a pack of clickers?
Joel already made his choice.
Let me go.
You just come after her.
When Ellie finally awakens, Joel is driving them back to Tommy's and makes a key decision here: to lie to Ellie.
Turns out there's a whole lot more like you, Ellie. People that are immune. There's dozens, actually. They've stopped looking for a cure.
In the final scene, the pair end their journey and reach Tommy's town back in Jackson. But Ellie is uneasy and doesn't trust everything Joel has said. Here's how The Last of Us ends.
Back in Boston? Back when I was bitten? I wasn't alone. My best friend was there. Riley? And she got bit too. We didn't know what to do. So... she says... let's just wait it out. You know, we can be all poetic and just lose our minds together. I'm still waiting for my turn.
Ellie.
Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
None of that is on you.
You don't understand.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And you... no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.